Hi, this is Tom, and thank you for watching Bryn Mawr RC. Yes, you guessed correct. This week we start body painting. As we can see here, I'm beginning the reaming of the body. This is the new reamer that I purchased just recently, and I decided to start with the holes in the front on the grille of the car. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm really struggling to see the size or the size of the hole as shown on the side of the reamer. The side of the reamer is marked from 1 to 13 millimeters. And as I was doing it, I was having a heck of a time seeing where it was. Okay, here we continue, and I've moved off to the other side of the front. The different holes on the body are to be reamed out to different sizes. They varied from, I believe, 4.5 millimeters to 7. And I think the 7 millimeter hole was for the antenna, the antenna and the antenna pipe. So here we are, moving on to cleaning up the inside of the body after I made the hole. I didn't have to do this in all areas, but on some areas of the body, the Lexan is of different thicknesses. And anywhere where the Lexan was fairly thick, I had to end up doing some additional clean out on the inside of the hole after the reamer did its job. So here you can see me doing this. Lots of little bits and snarls and curly cues of Lexan that got stuck on the hole. So here I just went around the entire inside of the body and trimmed away any of those pieces. Part of the body where I trimmed with the Lexan scissors, I had to end up sanding. It can be quite sharp after you cut with the scissors. So I went around the entire body here with a piece of sandpaper. I do not know the grit of that sandpaper, but I went around the entire body, worked it into the strange edges and V shapes that had to be cut on the body. This was a very slow, monotonous process, and there was no way in the world I wanted to film that in a regular way. So that's why we're doing it this way. And by far the easiest parts of the body to sand were these nice straight parts like I'm on right now. They almost didn't need to be sanded, but anywhere where the radius of the cut is changing, it seems to be very sharp after you're done trimming. So let's just watch the rest of this little sanding job here. I would sand and then do a lot of checking with my finger just to make sure it still wasn't sharp, as you can see there. So after the sanding of the edges, we moved on to cutting of the masks. These are the masks for the inside of the body. Many kits that you purchase, these masks are pre-cut. Tamiya, however, are not. And this is a very slow, laborious process. And I did this across several hours, across multiple days, because it got, frankly, just got a little too boring to continue. And I took multiple passes at it. So on some of those, down in the lower right, you can see that you can still see the line of the cutout. Now at a later phase, I actually went through and trimmed those even a little closer. And I did my cutting to actually remove the line from the kept piece, not having the tracing line in the cut piece, or in the piece that I kept. All of the inside painting masks have been cut. At this point, we need to wash the inside of the Lexan body with just a goodly amount of Dawn to cut any grease and dirt. We'll let it air dry for a while. Here we go. From cutting the body, handling the body, and sanding the body, the inside is very dirty. So we need to get that stuff out, and then any of the hand grease from handling it. Here we go. Okay, I'm just going to let this sit here for a while, drip dry, and I'll move it a few times so it dries underneath. Let's let it sit there for a couple of hours. We'll come back, mask it up, and shoot our first layer of bright silver. After washing the inside of the body and letting dry for at least 3 hours, I moved on to applying the masks that we previously cut and applying them to the inside of the body. At this point, you can see I've done several of them already. And this is another task that takes lots of patience, lots of calm, and lots of trying. Again, it requires a lot of close-up ability with eyes. And it seems like it would be easy to place these masks into the area. But, for example, these window masks, you're fitting them into the window that has edges and rims, and it's not a flat surface. So it requires a lot of finagling to get these window masks on. Here we are. We're going to spray the first coat of Tamiya bright silver on the inside. Now remember, the outside of the body still has a plastic coating or an overspray shield, so I don't have to worry about that. The yellow are the painting masks inside, and the blue is painter's tape that I'm blocking the holes so it doesn't spray through. Probably not needed, but seemed like I should. First of 3 coats done. Now we'll wait 25 minutes. Second coat of PS41 bright silver being applied now. third coat of PS41 bright silver from Tamiya. I believe my camera ran out of battery on the second coat, so we didn't see that. But here's the third and what will be the final coat for bright silver on the inside. So this is exciting. Here we go. Okay, I will check this in about a half hour or so, but I think it's going to be fine for this internal coat of paint. Remember, I'm going to paint the outside as well. I think this is sufficient, but we'll come back and check in about a half hour. I'm thinking it looks pretty good. It is slightly translucent, which if this was the only layer we're going to put on, that would be an issue. But since this is just simulating metal underneath, I think it's going to be fine. I think we're going to call that one a wrap. 3 coats. So that's it for this video. This is Tom. Thank you for joining Bryn Mawr RC, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Stay safe. Goodbye.